In the world of real estate, leverage is simply using borrowed money to buy a property. It's like a seesaw, where a small amount of effort on one side can move a much larger weight on the other. You put down a little money, your down payment, to control a much larger asset, the property. This means that with a relatively small initial investment, you can own a property worth much more. This borrowed money, usually a mortgage from a bank, allows you to buy more real estate than you could afford with just your savings. Mortgages are structured in a way that makes it easier for you to pay back the loan over a long period, often 15 to 30 years. Instead of waiting years to save, you can jumpstart your investing journey. This can be particularly advantageous in a rising market where property values are increasing. Leverage is a powerful tool for building wealth, but it's important to remember, leverage is a double-edged sword. While it can significantly amplify your gains, it also comes with risks. It can amplify your gains, but it can also magnify your losses. If the property value decreases, you could end up owing more than the property is worth. Therefore, it's crucial to carefully consider the risks and rewards before leveraging your investments. Imagine you want to open a lemonade stand. It's a hot summer day and you know people will be thirsty. You see an opportunity to make some money and have fun at the same time. You need $100 for supplies. This includes lemons, sugar, cups, and a stand. You also need some money for marketing, maybe some colorful signs to attract customers. You could save up the money, but that takes time. You might have to do extra chores or save your allowance for weeks, maybe even months. Or you could borrow the $100 from your rich dad, promising to repay him with interest once you've made some sales. That's leverage. By borrowing, you can start your business right away and take advantage of the hot weather. You're using someone else's money to start your business. This allows you to get started immediately without waiting to save up the funds yourself. If you make $200, you repay your dad and still have a 100% profit. You've doubled your money, and all it took was a little bit of leverage. Without leverage, you might still be saving pennies. It would take much longer to reach your goal, and you might miss the opportunity to sell lemonade during the hottest days of summer. Real estate works the same way. Just like with the lemonade stand, you can use leverage to buy a property. Let's say you buy a $200,000 property with a 20% down payment, which is $40,000. This means you only need to come up with a fraction of the total cost. You just used $40,000 to control a $200,000 asset. This is the power of leverage. By using borrowed money, you can control larger assets and potentially earn more profit than you could with your own money alone. Leverage can significantly boost your return on investment, or ROI. By using borrowed capital, you can amplify the potential gains from your investments. This is particularly powerful in real estate, where property values tend to appreciate over time. Imagine your $200,000 property increases in value by 10%. That's a $20,000 profit. But the real magic happens when you consider how much of your own money you actually invested. Typically, you might only put down 20% of the property's value as a down payment. So for a $200,000 property, you would invest $40,000 of your own money. Now, with that $20,000 profit, your return on the $40,000 you invested is not just 10%, it's 50%. This is because you leveraged the bank's money to increase your own returns. Your ROI isn't 10%, it's 50%. You made $20,000 on a $40,000 investment. This is the power of leverage in action. But leverage does more than just boost returns. It also allows you to diversify your investments. Instead of putting all your money into one property, you can spread it across multiple properties. That's the magic of leverage. By using mortgages, you can control a larger portfolio of properties with the same amount of initial capital. Leverage allows you to diversify. With the same amount of money, you could buy one property outright or several with mortgages. This spreads your risk and potentially increases your income streams. Diversification is key in real estate investing. By owning multiple properties, you reduce the risk of any single investment underperforming. This way, you can balance out the highs and lows of the market. This spreads your risk and potentially increases your income streams. With a diversified portfolio, you can enjoy more stable and consistent returns over time, making your investment journey smoother and more rewarding. Section 4. The downside magnifying losses. Just as leverage amplifies gains, it also magnifies losses. If your $200,000 property loses 10% of its value, you lose $20,000. That's a 50% loss on your initial $40,000 investment. Additionally, remember the interest on your mortgage. This is an added expense that can cut into your profits, especially if the property sits vacant or requires unexpected repairs. It's crucial to factor in these potential downsides before jumping into a highly leveraged deal. Don't let greed cloud your judgment. Section 5. Using leverage responsibly. Protecting your investment. The key to using leverage safely is thorough due diligence. Never invest in a property you don't understand. Analyze the market, research the neighborhood, and get a professional inspection. Don't overextend yourself. Calculate how much you can afford to lose. Ensure you can comfortably cover your mortgage payments, even if the property remains vacant for a few months. Build a cash reserve. Unexpected expenses happen. Having a financial cushion can prevent a minor setback from turning into a foreclosure. Section 6. Real-world leverage, a case study. Let's look at a real-world example. My friend Kim wanted to invest in real estate. She had saved $50,000. Instead of buying one small property outright, she used her savings as a down payment on 2 rental properties, each costing $100,000. She carefully chose properties in desirable areas with strong rental demand. Within a year, both properties had appreciated in value and generated positive cash flow from rent. Kim's net worth increased significantly, all thanks to smart leverage. Section 7. Final thoughts. Leverage with caution. Leverage is a powerful tool for building wealth in real estate, but it's not for the faint of heart. It requires careful planning, thorough research, and a healthy dose of caution. Remember, leverage magnifies both gains and losses. Invest wisely, manage your risk, and never be afraid to walk away from a deal that doesn't feel right. As with any investment, knowledge is power. Educate yourself, seek advice from experienced investors, and always remember the golden rule of investing. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose.